Hey guys, I'm out here at High Road Motorsports in Langley, and I just picked up a brand new 2021 S1000RR in the black stone metallic colorway. And in today's video, it's going to be my first ride. So this is going to be my personal experience that I'm going to share with you what it's like jumping from an older leader bike like an 08 ZX10R to a brand new 21 S1000RR. So obviously there's a lot of key differences. It's a brand new bike and it's going to have a lot more tech than my 08. So yeah, let's get on the bike and let's see how this thing feels. Alrighty guys, first startup by me. Let's see how it sounds. Woo! You know, for stock exhaust, it's actually pretty loud. I'm not a fan of where the clutch placement is right now, but I'm just gonna have to get used to that for now and I'll adjust it later. Holy crap, this thing is smooth. So there are three things you normally need to take into account when buying a brand new motorcycle. And I think most of this applies to cars as well. Number one, there's a break-in period. With this BMW in particular, the first 1,000 kilometers, you have a rev limiter, which means it doesn't show it right here. It says that the red line's at, you know, roughly 14,000 RPM. But I think around like maybe a little bit below 10 or so, there's like this invisible rev limiter. So anytime my RPMs reach that high, it'll just cut off the power. Not in the sense that it'll turn off the bike, but it just won't let you give more power. And number two, you gotta brake in the brakes. And I know that sounds a little bit weird, but like the first little bit of a brake pad is a little bit, you know, more slippery. And then once you get through that little layer, then it starts to grip a little bit better. And number three, brand new tires, which means they are a little bit more slick and they're more likely to slide out on you because of that. So just a couple hundred kilometers is good. I'm from Canada, by the way, that's why I'm using kilometers as my unit of measurement. So it's gonna be a little bit until I get on the highway, but I did find something that I didn't like already, and it's how far this turn signal mechanism is to where my palm is. Normally I'm used to just kind of having it over here, but because you have this like menu selector jog wheel here, they have to push this further to the right. And I noticed that like I was like hitting air for the first little bit, then I got to reach a little bit further. Now I know that's gonna go away with time, but that was just one thing I noticed that was a little bit different than what I'm used to. But I will say, man, having this TFT screen, it is beautiful. I feel so spoiled seeing this. I'm not used to having a full digital display. I know Triumph does it. I experienced that on the Street Triple RS when I was out in Arizona test riding their bikes. That thing was beautiful, and I could see myself, you know, just sitting in my parking garage later, sitting on this bike, just kind of going from menu to menu and customizing it the way that I want to see it. I'm just so excited. That's the same feeling I had when I got the M4. I just sat in my car for hours. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but this exhaust kind of has a burble to it, which is really, really cool, seeing that it's stock. So I'm assuming if I put a slip-on in there, it's going to be a little bit more prominent, just because it'll be a little bit louder. The thing is with the S1000RRs, most of the sound is dampened, not in the muffler, but like underneath the bike in the box. Basically all the honeycombs are in there, and that's what dampens the sound even more. So unfortunately, if I really want to make this bike loud, which I'm not really going for because I'm kind of over that phase of having a super loud bike, you're gonna have to get a full system. And then with a full system comes a tune, and with a tune comes, you know, kind of gray areas when it comes to warranty. But honestly, man, like, I'm coming from an old leader bike. This thing is going to be way better than my ZX10R. So just some quick things that I do like about the bike. The screen is obviously really, really nice. I don't know if you guys can see it that well. Hopefully there's not much glare coming from the GoPro angle. The mirrors are really, really good. You know, sometimes you buy a brand new bike and you have the mirrors, but then you kind of like look at it and you're like, oh, you can't see much, or you know, when you're moving it's vibrating so much. These mirrors have very, very little vibration. I like the way this looks. It's a very, very comfortable seat. Sometimes when you sit on a bike, you know right away that if you're on that bike for longer than like 30 minutes, your ass is gonna start hurting. Especially me, I don't have like a lot of meat in my ass, so it's not like I have all this cushion to kind of dampen things down. I have heard otherwise from the M seat. Apparently that thing is more track oriented, so it's built differently, it's grippier, it's harder. I'm also feeling very, very little vibration in the handlebars, and what that is the bar end's doing a good job. I also don't feel as leaned over as my ZX10R. which is more comfortable for me, especially after I broke my back, you know, from my motorcycle crash a couple years ago. But as of right now, feels good, feels very, very comfortable. Seat height wise, this motorcycle is advertised at 32.4 inches, which is actually shorter than my ZX-10R. But the thing is, I think the seat is wider, which means that it's gonna be a little bit harder for you to reach the ground. So I wouldn't say that this bike is super short rider friendly, although BMW does offer a short M seat, which brings it down like about half an inch. And I guess, you know, the old saying, every inch counts, also comes into play here. So a couple cool features that this bike has that a lot of motorcycles don't have. Number one, it has rev matching. So I don't know, that could be frowned upon on some people. I don't mind it so much. I have it on my M4 and I love it. It's a great feature. This also has auto canceling turn signals, which was at the time I thought impossible to ever have on a motorcycle, but these guys did it. And another thing is hill assist, which is probably more common in cars than on motorcycles. I also thought that was impossible on a motorcycle, but German engineering, man. Oh, I forgot to mention cruise control. So we flip this toggle to the right, cruise control symbol comes up on the dash, and then press this button here, and now we are going steady at 93. Right hand is off the throttle. Very, very nice. This is gonna make longer trips so much easier on my wrist. And simply, if you want to pause it or kind of stop the cruise control, you kind of tap on the brake and then it pauses it. And then to fully turn it off, you just toggle this little switch here to the left. There you go. So I'm gonna get some open space in front of me a little bit, and oh my god, this thing pulls! You know what it won't pull though? And this is a common myth. It's not gonna pull chicks. Honestly, I'm speaking to the boys here. If you get a motorcycle thinking that you're gonna pick up chicks, I mean, I'm sure it happens, but the reality is, majority of the people who are gonna compliment you are gonna be dudes. If you guys are interested in seeing another video where I talk about all the mods I'm gonna be putting on this bike, and you know, how much insurance costs and how much I spent on the bike and all that stuff, let me know down below and then I'll make a video for you guys. I know there's gonna be some of you guys there who are interested in that because you're maybe looking into getting this bike, or maybe now you're considering getting this bike, or maybe you've already bought the bike and you want to just hear comparisons of, you know, what your experience was like versus my experience. Or it could just be for any motorcycle enthusiast out there. But yeah, let me know if you want me to make that video. Other than that, look at this. It's animated. That's so cool. Right now it's fighting between 0 and 2, but like, and I didn't actually notice that. That's a cool little detail. Look at that. Woo! It's bouncing. Guys, I've been trying to hold it together all video. I can barely contain myself. I'm so excited. I'm so happy that I'm on this bike. It's unbelievable. I'm truly blessed to have this bike right now. I'm having a very similar feeling as I had when I bought my M4 last year. I'm just like, I'm giddy from head to toe. It's such a beautiful bike. It feels so good. But yeah, that's pretty much my first ride. I didn't get to really take it on the highway or anything right now. You know, that's kind of for another video once I get the rev limiter unlocked. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for more S1000RR videos in the near future. See you guys next time. Peace. All right, let's do the Insta360. Just press that middle button and then extend the stick. Angela, can you move up? It's recording?
Yeah.
Cool.